Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, as of late, we've been following a lot of these immigration protests, ICE protests, you know, in various parts of the nation that are going on right now. And shout out to the protesters that are out there for the right thing. But I want to talk about a lot of stuff that's overshadowing what a lot of these people are out there protesting for, whether you agree with it or disagree. And today I'm going to show you a couple of videos that happened as of yesterday. I guess it broke this morning, about how this thing then turned into, in my opinion, several different acts of lawlessness and taken away from the true subject at hand. There's always seems to be like a lot of people out here, like when you had these type of organized protest meetups and stuff, that are not out there for the right thing. And this right here, these series of videos I'm going to show you, has a lot to do with it. It's crazy how something serious dealing with the impact on some people's lives, and people go out there and try to protest and, you know, for the right things. There are other people that go out there and do foolishness. Take a look at this and we're going to come back and talk about it.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to KCAL News at 8. I'm Susie Suh.
And I'm Leslie Marin in for Juan Fernandez.
We begin with breaking news tonight. Let's get right to KCAL's Jeff Lynn live with protesters in downtown LA. Jeff.
So guys, right now we are at the corner of Main and Temple, where there is essentially a street takeover. You can see a number of young people at the intersection right here. The LAFD pulled up one of its fire engines just a few seconds ago, and someone climbed onto that truck. We should tell you it has been a very dangerous situation at the corner of Main and Temple. The reason for that is because people have been gathering at this intersection. We did see one person on a motorcycle. That person popped a wheelie and hit one of the people out here in the face. That person popped back up soon after, so he seems to be okay. Nonetheless, very dangerous. Let's give you a look at why it is so dangerous. Take a look at this first piece of video. Minutes ago, we saw people in a Mustang convertible doing donuts with passengers sitting on the top of the back seat, not seat belted in any sort of way, moving very dangerously close to onlookers nearby. As they were whipping around that intersection, you can see all of the burnouts, leaving behind tire tracks. And then let's go ahead and go to this piece of video, because before that, a group of protesters took over an intersection along Alameda Street at Cesar Chavez, where a driver performed a series of spinouts as the crowd cheered on. That group has since dispersed, and this came after police declared an unlawful assembly, which allows them to move in and arrest people. On the ground, we saw the LAPD taking over the streets section by section near the Hall of Justice and the federal courthouse. On Main Street, as well as Spring Street near Aliso, officers sealed off the on-ramp and the off-ramps to the 101 freeway to keep people from getting on the freeway. Back here live, take a look at this. If you can, come to our camera. You can see this guy in that Mustang doing burnouts as a Metro bus came by. You just see how close he is driving to all of these spectators right now. At one point, the LAPD was pushing people from block to block, moving them towards Alvera Street and Chinatown to get them to disperse. And at around 7:15 tonight, most of the crowd were gone near the freeway, as we are looking at this very dangerous situation going on right now at the corner of Temple and Main. And you can see, because of this, a number of people have scurried about, but this is just absolutely insane. And of course, he crashed right there. And you can see the crowd is just reacting to what we are seeing, but you can just see just how dangerous all of this is. Now, the backstory on this is that since January the 20th, the president has acted on his campaign promise to increase deportation. Immigration was a major focal point of his campaign. As we look at all of these people out here, and you can just see all of these cameras and all of these people surrounding this guy after he basically crashed onto the curb of this car. Luckily, right now, we do not see anyone injured, but he is just completely surrounded and then there is a person who just fell on the ground. Hopefully she is okay, but you can just see how just dangerous it is when people perform these stunts in front of all of these young people. They think it's cool, but certainly it is not cool when you see stuff like this happening. It is just absolutely asinine out here. Just to give you a sense of how heated all of this is, you know, the New York Times and Ipsos did a poll last month, and it found about 55% of Americans surveyed support the president's deportation plans. Having said that, a number of demonstrators that we talked to have very different feelings about those polls, and here's what they have to say about why they protested.
Not only is it me, I have a kid as well. And I wouldn't want my kid to be targeted and to be separated from me, even though he's a U.S. citizen. So that is a big thing, because in my neighborhood, even in these streets, I am being targeted just because of the way I look, just because of the language that I speak.
Well, my parents are immigrants, you know, and I always grew up fearing that, you know, one day I was going to come from school and they were just not going to be there anymore. And so I just feel like it's important, you know, to be out here.
It shows me that the majority of people understand what President Trump's plan is all about. We understand the difference between legal and illegal immigration, and we understand that his plan to start with felonious criminal aliens, that people who cause DUIs and accidents and do other crimes, they're the first to go.
And despite all of the dangerous behavior that we saw out here tonight, the LAPD says at this point, no one has been arrested. And for now, there are no claims of injuries. Reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, Jeff Nguyen, KCAL News. We'll send it back to you.
We begin with breaking news. This was the scene here locally just hours ago. As a result, officers arresting several protesters right there at Charleston and Lamb. And we were not the only community that saw scenes like this. Thanks for spending time with us. I'm Kim Wagner. And last night was chaotic in thousands of different areas throughout our nation. Some bigger in bigger cities, some smaller in nature. It was a day without immigrants, and the protests in some places got violent. Wow, that was the scene in Los Angeles. That car doing donuts almost slammed into a bus there. Police officers blocking the ramps to the 101 freeway because the protests ended up spreading throughout that community. 200 people arrested in the LA area. Now we take you to neighboring Arizona, where this was the scene. Hundreds of people blocking traffic in the Phoenix area. In fact, it turned quite hectic in the Glendale area. That's where they had the Super Bowl 2 years ago. At one point, someone even rips off a police car before they are arrested. And it happened here at home. Our live team coverage continues with the help of News 3's Andrew Nomura. Andrew, you're over at Lamb and Charleston, and the footage is just unbelievable that's on social media.
Yeah, take a look. This is just one of several videos circling on social media of that protest that ultimately erupted in chaos. Yeah, this was the scene here at Lamb and Charleston after this protest erupted into chaos when officers arrived just after 6 o'clock. We're told that several of these protesters tried to take over the street. Not only that, they threw rocks, bottles at officers. One even pointed a gun at an officer as well. Several people were arrested after this protest was deemed to be an unlawful gathering. Of course, we are working with police to find out more details of exactly what happened, how many people were arrested. When we get those details, we'll be sure to update you on air and online on news3lv.com. Kim, we'll send it back to you.
Yeah, I mean, it started like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was fine. It was civil. But then fast forward to the video you showed us around 6 o'clock at night. And boy, did it go sideways fast.
All right, guys, you seen it. A bunch of goofy shit overshadowing the real reason people are out there protesting. There are people out there holding signs, holding flags, you know, walking and chanting, and it means something to them. But you got other people out there that are just out there for self. It's an opportunity for a street takeover. Let's act crazy. Grab the flag and let's do this today. How fucking stupid are you? What are we doing here? Seriously. You don't think that takes away from the cause? The bigger reality of what people are protesting for? Think about that. Don't you really think about that for a second? Say around 3 o'clock in Las Vegas, it was all peaceful. Later on, as it started getting dark, 6 o'clock, here come the goofy shit. You know, you look at it, a lot of times the police was giving them spaces for them to demonstrate. You got freedom of expression and all of that other stuff. Everybody cry and fight about freedom of speech and stuff. And you got crazy stuff like this. Everybody that comes out there don't have the same agenda in mind. A lot of people make it about them. Like I said it yesterday, a lot of people flexing for the gram with the phone, doing crazy stuff. And I'm more than sure you can't differentiate the real protesters from the fake ones that just trying to get some camera time. It's crazy. And you know, like I said, it don't help your cause. What you think, doing that, spinning wheels and doing wheelies and hitting motherfuckers in the face with your motorcycle, how was that helping the cause? You think that's going to change the mind of these politicians who don't really give a shit about nothing anyway? It's not. Make it make sense. They said somebody pointed a gun at the officer. You lucky his dumb ass ain't get shot. And that's the thing. Every time you're seeing this stuff that's going on, it gives them all the more reason to say, you know what? Shut this shit down. Can't nobody protest. And then everybody will be up in arms saying, oh, look what they're doing to us, this and that. It's a cause to every effect. You know what I'm saying? There are people out here that believe in principles and believe in things that a lot of us either don't care about or don't have a dog in the fight. And I respect people for standing up for themselves. But this type of shit right here puts a big stain on anything people are really working hard for, especially those civil rights organizers and everybody else that are out there for the right thing, but it's being overshadowed for the wrong. And you can't tell the real from the fake. That's all I got to say about it. Sad that people come out there and make it about them. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.